werewolves, Russian limbo girls. We've got some casting news for the upcoming X-Men film, New Mutants. I'm Joe Starr. This is Screen Junkies News. Well, Fox. A year ago, you said these were just rumors. But today, we've learned that Anya Taylor-Joy and Maisie Williams have been officially cast in the upcoming X-Men film, New Mutants, which will hit theaters in April of next year, which means they better start shooting pretty soon. In an exclusive from The Hollywood Reporter, we've learned that Anya Taylor-Joy will play the mutant Magik and Maisie Williams will play the lupine hero Wolfsbane. Here to tell us their thoughts are the Cypher and Warlock of Screen Junkies, Jay Washington and Matt Key. How you doing, guys?
Who is who?
That's up for you guys to figure out.
How many languages do you know?
No. I know Black, Ebonics. I know Chappelle White.
More than me. You're Cypher. I'll be Warlock.
Gotcha.
I'm glad we figured it out. Okay, guys. So this is pretty cool casting. This reminds me of you know, when Wizard Magazine would like really knock one out of the park, like Patrick Stewart.
And you're like, I do want to see that.
Yeah. So let's break down these characters a little bit. Matt, we've been calling you today elsewhere in the studio. We've been calling you the God of Lore. So,
Why?
Matt Key,
Why?
the God of Lore.
God of Lore.
Take us away. Tell us about Magik.
Tell us.
Magik is her real name is Ilyana Rasputin. She is the youngest. I almost said daughter. That's not right. The youngest younger sister to Peter Rasputin, who you may know as Colossus.
Fastball specials and such.
Fastball specials and such, indeed. She's described by I wrote this down. She's described by The Hollywood Reporter as a girl who has learned sorcery and uses teleportation discs to travel. What's interesting about that to me is that so she's kidnapped by this demon named Belasco when she's around the age of 8. She ends up spending about 5 years in this demonic dimension, but only like a few minutes goes by on Earth. So when she comes back to Earth, they were like, where'd you, like, you just disappeared, you came back. All of a sudden she's 13. Not only that, she's learned sorcery while she was in limbo.
Right.
And her mutant power of creating teleportation discs has manifested. And that power basically, she can actually travel to the other side of the galaxy if she can't, like, configure, like, it's hard to do, but she can do it. And here's a disc, can transport an entire team of people to this other place. Typically she just uses it to hop around the globe or to go to the demonic region of limbo. But it's very similar to Nightcrawler, how he can bamf and he's actually traveling through another dimension. It's very similar.
Well, I think the interesting thing here is that we're going full on witch lady Magik. Like, I feel like that's a lot to unpack.
That's a lot to unpack, and that's one of the things that made her character so confusing. Is Magik her mutant power, or is that something that she is like just naturally inclined to access in the same way that Doctor Strange is, or something like that? There have been a few comics where she's actually gone to train with Doctor Strange, where she's shown like acumen with using like the Eye of Agamotto, stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see if Fox takes a page from Marvel and says, hey, you know what? Magik worked for them. Doctor Strange actually was a pretty good movie. Let's see if we can get Magik to use that. You know?
I hope. I mean, I would like to see them use it as magic and not science.
Yeah.
Or sorcery. You know, use it if it's her mutant power. Call it that, but use it as magic. Don't try to call it anything else, which Marvel ended up doing with Thor and Scarlet Witch. It was called it was scientific experiments. Even though these are two different universes, I know, internet, I know. But
you want full on drawing circles on the floor.
Call it what it is. It's magic.
Yeah,
okay,
that's what it is.
So do you guys like Anya Taylor-Joy for this role?
I will admit I have not seen The Witch or Split. However, I have heard from a lot of friends who saw The Witch, especially when the rumors hit last year, I think around like August or something like that, saying like, "Oh my God, Anya Taylor-Joy has been cast as Magik." All my friends who had seen The Witch were like, "Oh my God, that's the best casting ever." Right, so I cannot speak for myself, but I can speak on behalf of my other friends who loved it. So
I liked her in Split. So
and just look at her. She looks.
She does.
She has the look, and
she does sort of atmospheric and off-putting really well, which I feel that's what Magik needs. And as long as she can hold a sword that's too big for a human being.
Yeah, as long as she can hold like a Buster sword, basically.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I like that's the elevator pitch of who Magik is.
Yeah. She can hold a sword.
Other nerds. Yeah, she's a magician with a Buster sword. Moving on.
Moving on.
So Jay, let's talk Wolfsbane a little bit.
Wolfsbane is one of, if you like the New Mutants, you love this character.
Yeah.
Rain Sinclair, she's struggling with her abilities because it's her religious belief. She's Scottish Catholic, and she can turn into a wolf, which her parents are like, you're the devil. Basically, you're the devil. And the thing about Wolfsbane, what makes her great is not only does she turn into a werewolf, which everyone loves, she turns into an actual wolf. So you get her in three different forms. You get her in regular form, and you have someone who is in Maisie Williams, who's, as her being Arya Stark, you get the energy, you get the fireness and the feistiness, the character that you have to have even through the comic books of Wolfsbane. So to have this person play, to have her play this is perfect. Everybody, even, we were talking about this earlier, fan casting of this, when Josh Boone had tweeted that he was doing New Mutants, he had tweeted the 5 people he were going to do, the 5 characters, and everybody was like, okay, get Maisie Williams.
Yeah.
And again, I've always said time and time again, there's this thing in Hollywood now, whereas if you can get the Game of Thrones kids, get the Game of Thrones kids. Because what it does, it brings an audience to your project automatically.
Yeah, an immediate audience.
You know, again, Ben Jones became Danny Rand just for the fact he was on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
No
and not
reason.
A lot. He was minimally on Game of Thrones.
Loras was just barely, but you get someone who's a prominent figure.
Yeah. Let me correct myself. He was on a few. He didn't make like a cameo, but he's not.
He wasn't nobody that stood out.
He's not Jon Snow. Yeah.
Or Sophia, I can't remember her last name, that plays Sansa Stark.
Yeah.
Now her being Jean Grey. So you have these 2 prolific characters playing prolific characters now in the X-Men universe, as we'll call it. This is a perfect casting for this one.
Any concerns that Maisie is forever connected to people with wolf stuff? That's just her career now.
Yeah, she will always be known as the wolf girl.
Yeah.
Give me the little wolf girl.
So when I finally get my sequel to The Grey sold, I'll be calling her. Yeah, she's Liam Neeson's daughter.
To do motion capture for all the wolves.
Love it.
Right, she's not even Liam Neeson's daughter. She's the new wolf.
She's the wolf.
She's the
awesome.
wolf.
I love it. So what other New Mutants are you guys excited to see? You're both fans of these characters, obviously.
Well, I did not know this before we were shooting, but one of my favorite characters is Cannonball, but one of your favorite characters is Cannonball.
Yes,
and I did not know. I knew that one of my favorite characters was Cannonball.
Yeah, you were aware of your own. No, that would have been weird if you realized it today.
Yeah. Oh, Cannonball's one of my.
You had like a Kaiser Sose moment where you were like,
"Oh my God, that was Cannonball. That was me."
Yeah, I'm a Kentucky kid. I love that character.
Sam Guthrie and his whole Guthrie family.
Yeah, that just, that Chris Claremont age where like everyone's accent was phonetically written into the speech bubbles, like, and that one just always landed for me. I love that whole family with the exception of the weird Chuck Austin arc where like his sister made out with Angel or whatever that was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the whole Guthrie family, so I'm super excited to see Cannonball.
Well, one of the Hollywood Reporter who broke the story, one of the characters that they list as pretty definitively being in this film is Cannonball. So we're probably very likely to see him. Makes sense because he was one of the initial members of the New Mutants. That's where he was first introduced, I think, in that graphic novel from like '84, I want to say. But I had 2 ideas for casting of him, and that would be Chandler Riggs from Walking Dead.
Coral. You're pronouncing it wrong.
Coral. It's
Coral. Get in the house, Coral. But my favorite one is actually Charlie Heaton from Stranger Things. That's Will's older brother.
Okay.
I don't know that he's doing much else. Like Chandler Riggs definitely has The Walking Dead going. I think it's the right time for him to break out into a big cinematic role. He's still very young. He's, I think, perfect for that casting. But I would love to see Charlie Heaton because he's a little bit older than I think the way that they're casting most of the rest of this cast. And Cannonball ends up as the leader. So yeah, I would love to see that.
And an eventual X-Men.
Yeah.
Jay?
For me, I would love, I'm looking forward to seeing Sunspot. If I had to fan cast it would be Justin Baldini from Jane the Virgin.
Okay. Ooh, I like that.
Oh, perfect,
yeah,
perfect age. Works perfectly. Has the Playboy image. You know, he flirts with different members and just flirts around when he's supposed to be serious. So I think that would work perfectly in the casting for this. We were even asking what other mutants would we like to see in this. Me personally, I'd like to see Warpath. Warpath was a member of the New Mutants. We saw him briefly in the beginning of X-Men Days of Future Past. I would like to see him played by Rudy Youngblood. Now, many people don't know who that actor is, but if you're familiar with the movie Apocalypto, he played Jaguar Paw, the main character.
The only thing I really remember from Apocalypto is the Jaguar puppet. Remember that's it. The guy gets mauled by the guy gets basically mauled by a hand puppet. Yeah, that's all I remember from that movie.
The Jaguar is the worst hand puppet ever because it's supposed to grab his face and then twist, and you're like, Mel Gibson was just like, we'll go with it. We'll go with it.
I'm tired.
I'm tired. We've been shooting this jungle too long.
Sorry, guy, I got you way off track.
But I would like to see that if you're going to bring in extra people, you know, you're not just going to use the 5 because, of course, you have to show not only their interactions with each other, you're going to have different mutants who come in at different points. Would we like to see the actual X-Men? I don't personally want to see them. Let this movie stand alone.
Yeah, these are young X-Men. Let's see them as young X-Men.
Let them be who they are. You do not need to bring any of the big X-Men. You don't even need cameos. You know, I know the studios are always big on that. Well, we need to have at least 1 or 2. We need to have a Wolverine reference or a Cyclops reference or a Magneto reference or whatever. Let this movie grow on its own.
This is a nice chance for them to sort of get their ducks in a row.
Let them do this and let this movie be what it's going to be.
Yeah. The summary online also said that also in the mix will be an alien named Warlock, which surprised me that they're actually already going.
They're going to go straight to Phalanx.
They're going straight Phalanx, yeah.
Like, that's one of the weirdest, wildest WTF characters I think Marvel's ever done. He's a character from the Phalanx, techno-organic race. They are techno-organic, like they're all like they're computers brought to life.
They're Borgy. They're a little.
They're Borgy. They're very Borgy, but like
you don't have to yes and just because I'm hosting. If I'm wrong,
they're miniature Optimus Primes.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's good.
Bunch of little Borgy trucks.
I had the idea because I got on the Stranger Things kick with Charlie Heaton, Gatton Matarazzo,
Dustin.
He would do great for Warlock.
To be the voice of Warlock,
to be the voice of Warlock and like kind of do his like motion capture. I thought that would be kind of a fun choice.
I'm sold on that. Warlock to me in this movie is weird, but yeah, I'm kind of sold on that.
It's weird to me too. My guess is that maybe he comes in at the very end. I doubt that they start with him, but
I'm hoping you can't to try to bring this to the forefront with New Mutants and just jump straight into Warlock.
They got a lot of ground to cover. They got Magik to cover.
To be coming out in April.
Yeah. I mean, you could do a whole movie just about, oh, we lost Ileana, let's get her out of limbo.
Yeah.
So they definitely got a lot of ground to cover in this movie. You guys excited though?
Oh, exceptionally so. Like I love Cannonball and I love Magik. They're two of my favorite characters in the X-Men.
So excited to see Maisie Williams as Wolfsbane. It's ridiculous. Cool. And then just to see how Fox is going to do their universe. Because this is Fox's universe now.
Yeah, this is a chance to kind of reboot everything. Like, let's end it with Dark Phoenix. Let's transition to something else and let's have X-Force and New Mutants and figure something else out with the X-Men.
I think if the three of us here as fans can agree on one thing, though, this will probably not be as good as the made-for-TV Generation X movie. You guys with me? Goodbye, Jay. You can look it up on YouTube. Whole thing's on YouTube. You got to watch it. It is a classic.
Wow,
internet. We want to know, guys. Yeah, Jay's gone. You will never see him again on ScreenJunkies
He's never
News.
coming back.
Guys, we want to know, how do you feel about the New Mutants casting? Who else do you want to see in this movie? Who do you want to see cast in it? Let us know in the comments. Dalton's #1 rule, be nice to each other. Click around here for videos. Tweet us, like us, subscribe us. Make good choices. Bye, guys.